Beneath the abyss of sorrow. It was in the cold and barren expanse of the southern sea that we, a party of 5 men, had set forth on our ill-advised expedition. Driven by a maddening thirst for knowledge and a deep-seated ambition, we dared to navigate the treacherous waters that surround the desolate island known only in forbidden texts as Sorrow's Reach, a place where sailors spoke in hushed tones of ancient horrors, older than man's frail civilization, older even than the stars themselves. Our vessel, the Resolute, had been outfitted for the harshest of elements, yet no preparation could have readied us for the thick, oppressive fog that clung to the air like some malevolent force. We knew, or rather felt, that we were nearing the island, though no landmark pierced the mist. A cold, gnawing dread gripped us all, as if the very air whispered warnings that we were intruding upon a realm forbidden to the eyes of mankind. By the time we reached the shore, a strange compulsion had seized me, my thoughts clouded by an unseen influence. The others, too, had grown silent, their faces pallid, eyes wide with a nameless fear. The shoreline was like none I had ever witnessed, a gray wasteland, where black stones jutted forth from the earth like the remnants of some colossal, shattered monolith. These stones were etched with symbols and patterns that no human hand could have made, and though their form seemed almost familiar, they radiated a sense of unspeakable wrongness. It was as if they were not merely old, but belonged to an era beyond the reach of time. As we ventured further inland, the landscape transformed into something I could scarcely describe. The land itself seemed to writhe beneath our feet, as if it were not solid earth but the decaying remnants of something alive. The mountains that loomed in the distance, towering impossibly high, were jagged and unnatural, their peaks twisted and broken. They called to us, not with sound, but with an oppressive pull, a siren song that echoed within the recesses of our minds. At the base of one such mountain, we found it, a great black chasm, the entrance to some subterranean world long hidden from human eyes. The very sight of it filled me with a primal terror, a fear that resided deep within the blood of all living things. Yet we descended, for what choice did we have? The pull of that place was too great, the whispers too insistent. The descent was endless. The walls of the cavern were covered in the same unholy glyphs as the stones outside, though here they seemed almost animate, shifting and writhing as though alive. The air grew thick, almost suffocating, with a stench that I can only describe as death, though not the death of any creature we could comprehend, but a death beyond life and death itself. It was here, in the depths of that forsaken place, that we found it. At first, I could not comprehend what I was seeing. The thing was massive, sprawled across the cavern like a being that had never known form as we understand it. Its body, if such a word could be applied, was a mass of twisted, pulsating flesh, interspersed with eyes that seemed to watch us from beyond the veil of sanity. Its appendages defied all reason, for they did not follow the laws of our reality, twisting and curling in ways that should not have been possible. And at its core, a great maw, lined with rows of teeth that gleamed like obsidian in the flickering light of our torches. It did not move. It did not need to. For in that moment, as we gazed upon it, I realized that it was not a thing of flesh and bone, it was the very embodiment of despair, of madness itself. It was waiting for the foolish, the curious, the damned, to come and witness its eternal slumber. I do not know how I escaped, or even if I truly did. For as I write these words, I feel the pull of that place once more, as if my very mind is being drawn back to the abyss. The others. I dare not speak of what became of them, for they are beyond the reach of man now, lost in the void where time and reason cease to exist. I can only warn you, dear reader, to turn away. Do not seek the truths that lie beneath the abyss of sorrow, for what lies there is not meant for the eyes of men. It is an ancient, cosmic terror, older than the stars, older than time, and it waits, forever waiting, for those who dare to seek what should remain hidden. The abyss of sorrow is real. And I fear, one day, it will call to you as it did to me.